The first step in dealing with a rational expression before you do any cancellations or any operations of any sort is to make our list of exclusions. And our exclusions are anything that will make the denominator equal to 0. So I'm going to look at my two denominators and make sure that neither one can equal 0. So if I look at this first denominator, I have x plus 7. Well, if I put a negative 7 in there for x, that's going to make that a 0. So I know that I have to exclude x equals negative 7. That's going to be one of my exclusions. And then if I look at my other fraction, my denominator, I have x minus 2 squared. Well, if I make that x a negative 2, that won't do anything. If I make that x a positive 2, 2 minus 2 is 0, 0 squared is 0. So I can't have x equal positive 2 either. So those are my two exclusions. Now I can work on dividing my rational expressions. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change this division into a multiplication. And the only way I can do that, if you can remember your fraction rules, is I'm going to take the inverse of this second expression. So I'm going to go ahead and just turn it upside down. I think I'll just draw little arrows. So I've got x minus 2 squared on top and x minus 2 x plus 4 on bottom. And now I can make it a multiplication. And the main reason I did that is for multiplication, all I'll have to do is multiply straight across on top and straight across on bottom. So now that I've turned it into a multiplication problem, I need to start looking at things I can cancel. And I can see right here that I've got an x minus 2 on top and bottom, but first I have it squared. So I'm just going to rewrite this one more time. This time I'm going to write it my x plus 4 over my x plus 7 times, and I'm just going to write it as an expanded version instead of the shortcut of squared. So what I did was this squared really just meant x minus 2 times x minus 2. So I just expanded it out. But what that does for me is it makes it very simple to see that I have x minus 2 on top and bottom. And then I can also look at this and say, well, I've also got an x plus 4 on top and an x plus 4 on bottom. So I have a couple of things that I can cancel out. And then I only have one term left on top and one term left on bottom. So when I go to finish this, all I have left on top is x minus 2, and all I have left on bottom is x plus 7. So my answer is x minus 2 over x plus 7 with my exclusions of x not equaling negative 7 and x not equaling positive 2. And that whole thing is my answer.